Okay, so today I'm going to work on making a kind of like a cold air intake. It's not really a full intake. It's just going to be some couplers and filters. Just doing cone filters, replacing the air boxes, just to try to get a little bit more sound. So I guess to see if it works, I'm going to go for a little drive, see if the camera can pick up at all what I hear for the intake or anything. Basically right now I can barely hear this thing. It's built really good. It's really quiet. When it's loaded and you let off throttle, it does like a little turbo noise coming down, but it's not very loud. I've driven next to other, I'm assuming, factory diesel trucks and can hear their stuff over mine. So basically the point of this is just try to hear it a little bit more. I tend to like to hear the engine exhaust and things just to hear if there's something going wrong. But we'll see if it works, see if it gets any louder, and hopefully with this video you can hear before, you can hear anything, and then compared to afterwards, see if it gets any better. So we'll go for a little drive and see what we can hear. Typically I can only really hear the turbos when I let off throttle, so I'm doing it a couple times. I'm going to go through the neighborhood and get out on some slightly higher speed roads, just see if there's any difference. I might even romp on it once just to see how loud it is there, and see if there's a change later on a better video, or a different video. I'd probably do better off with a better mic setup, but I'm just using what's on the camera. I don't have like an external mic or anything hooked up to it, so if it picks up anything, cool. If not, hopefully it'll pick up something later on after I build the intake. Coming off of that. The only times I can really hear it is through the neighborhood, when there's not a lot of ambient noise. When I get higher up to speed, I can't hear anything. So I want to hear more, even if it makes me a racer. I want to hear the turbos. So basic plan is going to pull the airbox out, and then I think this thing will stay, and hopefully there's going to be a piece here I can clamp to put hose on, and we'll get in there. Well, that was a pain. That's only held in by a bolt, and then just these and some rubber clips in the bottom. But getting it out through here is not very fun. It's in there pretty tight. So here's the massive hole that came out of. There's those two little spots where it was holding. Here's like a little scoop from, I don't know, from somewhere farther up in the grill that pushes cold air in or something. So now to put the filter on and everything, and then get to the other side, which I'm sure is going to be also pretty tight to get up. Okay, so here's the parts I'm going to use. 90-degree coupler, which I'm going to put off of this. I've got this little metal adapter to go between the coupler and the filter, and then just a cone filter. And then I have it come over and angle down into that area there. So I'm going to go ahead and put those together now, and then we'll get in. Okay, so I tried to fit in and realized that I bought too long of couplers. So I went and kind of cut them down shorter, and now it fits. So I'll go ahead and get in here. Looks a little janky here, but it's on there. The filter's just sitting in there. It is a little loose. I might come back at some point in time, and there was a bolt here that went through here on the old intake. I might try to find some way to have a bolt come and kind of hold and support the intake. But as of now, it's in. There's really not anything back there except for some hoses and the fender liner, or the inner fender. So it's not like it's rubbing on anything that'll cause any damage to the filter. So in the meantime, I'm just going to leave it like this to test to see if it actually does anything worthwhile. So now I'll go ahead and do the other side. Okay, that one actually came out a little bit easier, even though I had a little bit more things on it. Had this this wire loom that was stuck into it, and then also it has a an air line for the air suspension that came out of the box. So I've got a little filter to put on top of that, and then I'll have to cut down the coupler for this side and then put it in. So it should go pretty quick from here. Okay, I got the filter on for the air ride system. Well, I got carried away and installed this one without turning on the camera. So this side is in. A little filter down there's in, this side's in. I'm gonna clean up and then take it for a drive and see how it sounds. Okay, gonna do the same drive that we did earlier and see if we can hear any more out of the engine, out of the turbos, see if that made any difference at all. So here we go. More air moving. Doesn't necessarily sound like turbos to me. And then when I let off the throttle, it didn't make the same kind of turbo noise I did before. No, it does. It's just a little bit different. And it's definitely louder. I don't know how loud it actually will be in normal driving, but I can definitely hear a little bit more. Quiet overall though. We'll see once I get going faster speeds and once I get on it if it gets any louder. Which is really, I don't think there's any performance benefit to this. There's really no gain out of this outside of I just wanted to hear it more. So far it's doing that.